actually had money to put on the table through reallocation as well as some new funds because of the way the state model works, the funding formula works. So we had money to do that, and so we have an opportunity to invest in critical areas. And one of the things that we've done to try to identify where are the needs of greatest investment is look at how we compare in our spending to our peer groups, both the Wyoming community colleges and our peers across the nation. So this graph illustrates our spending per FTE by function as compared to our national peers. So these are the group of community colleges across the nation that we compare ourselves to. And you can see we spend more per student FTE in the areas of instruction, slightly more in public service, in academic support, and then less in the areas of institutional support, student services, and other core expenses. Compared to Wyoming community colleges, to give it the Wyoming flavor and context, we see some shifts, but similar trends. Here, we actually spend less in instruction than the average of the Wyoming community colleges. This is something that I'm keenly attuned to, the board is keenly attuned to, and it's something that we are making a purposeful change at. But we spend less there. Public service, again, it's about a wash. We're slightly more. Academic support, slightly more. We spend less in student services, less in institutional support. Plant operations is about across the board. And we spend significantly more in scholarships across the way. So in looking at those data and thinking about the challenges we had ahead and what we wanted to do, they really helped inform some of the decisions that we worked with the board on in formulating our budget. So I want to tell you about the areas that we are investing in FY13 with our budget. So for the second straight year in a row, we continue to invest in instruction. Right now, we invest about 42% of our total general fund budget goes to instruction. I would like to see that hit the 50% mark. It may take us a few years to get there, but I believe that's the heart and the core of what we do. We need to make those strides. This year, we invested about $900,000 of new funds into instruction, $500,000 into full-time faculty positions. This was a 6.2% increase from last year. We're investing in institutional support, a significant amount to create a strong, centralized human resources structure. And it's something that will make your lives easier, our lives easier, and make your jobs at LCCC much, much more rewarding. We're investing in facilities planning because we need to be aggressive about our facilities, which I'll talk about in a second. And we're strengthening our relationship with the foundation. We need the foundation strengthened and stabilized, and it's because they're going to help us on major capital campaigns and major scholarship campaigns in the future. And then the other area is really in the area of flexibility. So most all of you have heard about 4% cuts to the community colleges and 8%, potential 8% cuts, I believe. The 4% cuts, unless something significantly changes, are close to a reality. They are in session law from the last budget session here in the legislature. 8% cuts are the conversation that's happening right now. The governor asked the agencies to prepare for 8% cuts because of the downgrade in the revenue estimates associated with natural gas and other minerals across the way. We've invested in this budget $426,000 in an operating reserve. If we do not touch that reserve this year, and then if we carry that again to next year and have it, we will essentially met the 4% reductions without an impact to any of you in what you're doing. Yes, that means we did not invest in some areas that we could have this year to set that money aside, but in the long run, this makes sense. We've also invested $663,000 in one-time only expenses for this year. This is the second year in a row where we spent considerably on one-time only expenses. What the great thing is about this is we can satisfy some of those one-time needs, but we don't have base commitments going into next year. So if other cuts happen, we have some flexibility within our budget. At the 8% level, should that happen, and there's considerable debate whether or not it will, whether or not the revenue estimates will stay as doom and gloom as we think they may, should that happen, that would equate to about $1.9 million of a reduction at LCCC. And we will feel that. But I'll stand here before you today and say that we will address those cuts not through reductions in our workforce, not through layoffs, but we can find ways to do it by managing our part-time workforce, specifically our adjunct faculty, the course sections that we offer, looking for increased capacity within the sections that we offer, and other efficiencies that I know are to be gained across the institution. So it won't be easy, but we can do it. So overall, I think our fiscal health as a campus is strong, will continue to remain strong, and we'll actually improve it as we go forward. So you all know that LCCC is the largest community college in the state of Wyoming, correct? Casper's nipping at our heels. In fact, I might hear pretty soon that they're going to take us back over, but we're going to stay ahead of them. We've had considerable growth, but I know each and every one of you know there ain't a whole lot of space on campus, is there? One of the great things about growing is adding new programs and people and places for students, and we've plumb run out of space on campus, without a doubt. And the work that the campus and the Board of Trustees did last fall in updating our campus master plan really point that out, and I just want to hit on some of the most salient points here. When we look just at the Cheyenne campus, as a result of that update to our campus master plan, and we anticipate a modest 10% growth between today and 2020, we will have 155,000 gross square feet deficit on the Cheyenne campus. 155,000 square feet deficit of the space we need to do just what we're doing between now and